Hello everyone, in this video we are going to solve the quantitative ability section of MCAT 2204. Okay, so for your convenience I have changed the dimension of screen recording. Okay, I hope it will help you. Okay, in this the time limit will not be visible to you. Okay, so let's start with the test. So MCAT 2204. Okay, hold on, let's start with the test. Okay, the first question, how many factors of 2 to the power x into 3 to the power y into 5 to the power z are divisible by 60? Okay, so this is an easy question. Let's try to solve this. So we know that, let's take n is equal to 2 to the power x into 3 to the power y into 5 to the power z. Okay, so we want to find the factors which are divisible by 60. So 60 is equal to how much? 2 square into 3 into 5. Okay, so from this n we want 60 to be a compulsory factor. So what I will do is I will take 60 outside, means 2 to the power 2 into 3 into 5 I will take outside. So what is remaining here? Here it is 2 to the power x minus 2 is remaining, into 3 to the power y minus 1 is remaining, into 5 to the power z minus 1 is remaining. Okay, so we want 60 to be compulsory factor of n. Okay, so the remaining factors are going to be the factor of this remaining number. Okay, so for the remaining bracket we are going to find the number of factors. Okay, so the number of factors, the formula is power plus 1 into power plus 1 into power plus 1. Okay everyone, so this is going to be the answer. So let's see which option it is. This is x minus 1 into y into z. Okay, so this is going to be how much? X y z minus y z is the answer. So let's mark option number A here and let's move ahead. The second question is, if x y z are real numbers and 4x square plus 25y square plus 9z square minus 12xy minus 24yz is equal to 0. Okay, we are supposed to find the value of x by y plus y by z. Okay everyone, so let's try to solve this. Over here, hold on, over here, just one second, the question given is 4x square. Okay, 4x square plus 25y square minus 12xy minus 24yz is equal to 0. Okay, so after looking at this, what we come to know that, sorry, one term is remaining here. Okay, the one term is remaining. Let me write that term. One second, plus 9z square is remaining here, plus 9z square. So after looking at this, what we come to know that this is 2x bracket square, this is 5y bracket square. Okay, this is 3z bracket square, and this is minus 2 times 6 into x into y. Okay, and this is minus 2 times 12 into y into z. Okay, so after looking at this, what we come to know that, hold on, just a second, hold on. So over here this is 12. Okay, over here this is 12, and over here this is 6. 6 is 3 into 2 and 12 is 3 into 4. Okay, so what we can do here is, over here y is common. Okay, y is common, so let's split y. Okay, 5y square we can write 3y bracket square plus 4y bracket square. Okay everyone, so if we rearrange this becomes what? Tell me, we need to take a help of this. So a minus b bracket square we can adjust here. Okay everyone, so over here can we write it as 2x minus 3y bracket square, okay, plus 4y minus 3z bracket square. Correct. The given expression is equal to, the given expression is equivalent to 2x minus 3y bracket square plus 4y minus 3z bracket square is equal to 0. Okay, so let me solve this further. From this we can say that 2x minus 3y has to be 0 and 4y minus 3z has to be 0. Okay, so from this we come to know that x divided by y is 3 divided by 2 and y divided by z is equal to 3 divided by 4. So now what we are supposed to find, look here, x divided by y plus y divided by z. Okay, x divided by y plus y divided by z we need to find. So 3 divided by 2 plus 3 divided by 4. If we take 3 common, this is going to be how much? This is going to be 6 by 12. Sorry, 6 by 8. Okay, so this is going to be how much? This is going to be 3 2s are, sorry, 3 3s are 9 by 4. 9 by 4 is how much? 2.25. Sorry, 2.25. yes, 2.25. yes. So let's mark 2.25 as answer and let's move ahead. We're done with 5 minutes. Now question number 3. Question number 3, it looks very lengthy. Okay, so it doesn't make any sense to read this question. Let's move ahead. Then if t is a perfect square, okay, question number 4, if t is a perfect square, which of the following gives the perfect square nearest to t? Okay everyone, and let's have a look at the options. If t is a perfect square, which of the following gives the perfect square which is nearest to t? Okay, so what we'll do is every option we can express as a perfect square. Okay, let's have a look at it. Hold on. So over here, look here, option number A. Option number A is equivalent to t plus 1 bracket square. Okay, option number B is equivalent to root t minus 1 bracket square. Option number C is equivalent to root t plus 1 bracket square. Okay, and option number D is equivalent to t minus 1 bracket square. Okay, so we know that t is a perfect square. So what I will do is I will assume some number here. So let me assume some number. Let me assume t is equal to 16. I will assume. Okay, or t is equal to 9. I will assume. Okay everyone, so which option is close to 9 that we want to identify? So this is equal to 3 plus 1, okay, sorry, 9 plus 1, t is equal to 9 plus 1, 9 plus 1 is 10 square, this is equal to 100, this is equal to 3 minus 1, 4, this is equal to 3 plus 1, sorry, hold on, option number B is equal to 9, 4, yes, option number C is equal to 3 plus 1, 4 square is 16, and option number D is equal to 9 minus 1, 8 square is 64. So which option is close to T? Option number B is close to T. So I am going to mark option number B as answer. After this, question number 5. A rectangle ABCD of area 200 square centimeter has 4 points EFGH marked on a side CD. In that order, E is closest to C and GH is equal to 1.5 times EF is equal to 0.3 times CB. If I is a point on AB, find the sum of area of the 3 triangles are there. Okay, so let's try to solve this. What I will do is I will draw a diagram first of all. Okay, so ABCD is a rectangle here. Okay, so ABCD is a rectangle here. After that, there are 4 points EFGH on CD such that E is closest to C in that order. Okay, E is closest to C. So this is E, this is EF, this is G, and this is H. They are not equidistant. Okay, the diagram is not drawn to the scale. We know that GH is equal to 1.5 times EF is equal to 0.3 AB. So from this equation, what we can write is, look here, what we can write is GH divided by EF is equal to 1.5 divided by 1 means 3 divided by 2. Okay, and EF divided by AB, look here, EF divided by AB is equal to 0.3 divided by 1.5, that is equal to 1 by 5. Okay, in both ratios EF is common, so let's multiply the second ratio by 2, it will be 2 by 10. Okay, so from this what we can say that, look here, from this what we can say that if the length of AB is 10x, if the length of AB is 10x, this is a rectangle, so this is 90 degree. Okay, if the length of AB is 10x, the length of EF will be how much? The length of EF is going to be 2x. Okay, EF is going to be 2x, GH is going to be 3x. Okay everyone, so now over here we are supposed to find the area of triangle ADH. Let me draw ADH. We want to find the area of this triangle plus IGF. Okay, I is a point on side AB. Okay, IGF, we want to find the area of this triangle. This is the second triangle. Then the third triangle is BCE. This is the third triangle. Okay, so we want to find the area of first, second and third triangle together, addition we want to find. Okay, so over here this is the rectangle, so all these triangles, all these 3 triangles are having same height. Okay everyone, so what I can do is we can directly write the area. Look here, area is equal to what? half into base into height. Okay, can I write base as dh plus g of plus ec, okay, into height. It's same. So we know the area of this rectangle is 200, so height becomes how much? 200 by 10x, because we considered length as 10x, so breadth become 200 by 10x. Okay everyone, so height becomes 200 by 10x. Okay, that is equal to 80. Sorry. So let's write it like this: half into the sum of these three sides is going to be how much? dh plus g of plus ec is going to be how much? 10x minus 5x, that is equal to 5x. Okay, into the length of AD is going to be 200 divided by 10x. Okay everyone, so x will get cancelled out, 0 will get cancelled out. Let me cancel it out. X 0. Okay, so 50 is the answer. Okay everyone, 50 is the answer. So let's mark 50 as answer and move ahead. After this, question number 6. At the end of the year 2020, the ratio of ages of Rita and Geeta is 1:2. Looks easy. Some whole number of years later, it will be 5:9. At the end of which of the following year the ratio of their ages can never be 5? 4:7. Assume that their ages are integers. Okay. Sorry. So it's not that much easy, because of which of the following years, at the end of which of the following years the ratio of their ages will never be 4:7. So this will take time. Okay, we'll do it later on if time permits. Okay, let's move ahead to the next question. Question number 7. Look here, the sum of three consecutive natural numbers is 30. Find the product. How easy it is. Look here, we want three consecutive natural numbers. So if I take middle one as x, the next one, if I take middle one as x, the next one will be x plus 1 and the previous one will be x minus 1. So their sum is how much? Their sum will be 3x, that is equal to 30. So x is equal to 10. So the numbers becomes 9, 10 and 11. So their multiplication is how much? 990. Okay everyone, so let's mark 990 as answer. Okay, now after this, the next is Piyush, a primary school teacher, has written all the natural numbers starting from 1 to 100 on the board. Okay, the number of digits written an odd number of times in this process is the number of digits written an odd number of times. Means how many times we write 0, how many times we write 1, how many times we write 2. That number has to be odd. Okay, so 1 to 100. Look at everyone. So 1 to 100 we are going to write. We need to find how many times we are going to write 1, how many times 2, how many times 3, and so on. Okay, so 1 to 100. So what I will do is 1 to 9. Look here, 1 to 9, and then 10 to 99, and then 100. Okay, so look here, we need to find each digit we are going to write how many number of times. Okay everyone, so now over here, look here, how many times we are going to write 0 here. Okay everyone, over here we are not going to write 0. Over here how many times we are going to write 0? In 10, 20 and till 90. So total 9 times we are going to write 0, and over here total 2 times. Okay, so total 11 times we are going to write 0. Okay everyone, how many times we are going to write 1 here? Over here 1 times 1. Okay, over here look here, we are going to write 1. Look here, this is a 2-digit number. Okay, this is a 2-digit number. So at this place we are going to write 1 in 10, 11, 12 till 19, means 10 times. And at this place we are going to write 1 in 11, 21, 31 till 91. Okay, so 9 times. Okay, so total 19 times we are going to write 1 here, and over here 1 time. Okay, so how many times we are going to write 1 plus 19 plus 1, that is 21 times. Okay everyone, now what about 2? How many times we are going to write 2 here? From 1 to 9, 1 time 2. Okay, over here 10 to 99 2-digit numbers are there. So at the 10th place we are going to write 2. How many times? In 20, 21, 22 till 29. Okay, 10 times. And at unit place 12, 22, 32 till 92, that is 9 times. So again 19 plus 1 is 20. Okay, sorry, hold on. In 100 we are not going to write it. Okay, look here, over here it is 19. Okay, in 100 there will not be 2, so total 20 times. Okay, similarly 3 is going to be also 20 times. Over here 1 time, 1 to 9 1 time. Okay, 10 to 19, 10 plus 9, 19 times. in 100 there is no 3. Okay, so 3 is so we are going to write 3 how many times? We are going to write 3 20 times. I hope everyone is getting this. Okay, so and so on, 4 5 6 until 9 we are going to write it 20 times. Okay, so if we write 1 to 100 next to each other, how many times we are going to write? 0 11 times, 1 21 times, and every other digit 20 times. So which digit occur odd number of times? 0 and 1. So there are 2 digits which occur odd number of times. Okay everyone, after this question number 9, look here, 25 minutes are left. Okay, in first 15 minutes we were able to solve 6 questions. Okay, so now question number 9, A can do a piece of work in 18 days more than the time taken by A and B together to do the same work. B can do the same work in 8 days more than the time taken by 2 to complete the work. Okay, I hope everyone is aware of this situation if you have solved time material. Okay, so over here let me read the question first of all. They agreed to do a total work for a compensation of 18,000 rupees with the help of C in 10 days. How much money C will get? Okay, look here, which condition I am talking about? Number of days. Okay, number of days. If A and B alone require X days, then if A and B together require X days, then A alone require X plus 18 days. Okay, and B alone require X plus 8 days. Okay, so over here in this situation the value of X is going to be how much? Under root 18 into 8. Okay, in this particular situation, so the value of X is going to be how much? 12. So A and B, so from this we can see that the number of days A alone can do the work in X plus 18 days, that is 30 days. Okay, B alone can do the work in X plus 8 days, that is 12 plus 8 20 days. Okay, and C alone can do the work in, let's say, K days. Okay, so if all of them work together they can complete the work in 10 days. Okay, so 1 by 30 plus 1 by 20 plus 1 by K is equal to 1 divided by 10. Okay, so the LCM is 60, so let's multiply every term by 60. Okay, so this is going to be how much? 2 plus 3 plus 1 by K is equal to 6. Okay, if you multiply this equation by 6 by K, so 6 by K is equal to how much? Is equal to 1 is equal to how much? Is equal to 5. Hold on, I think I made some mistake here. Let me correct this. We multiplied this equation by 60, so it should be 60 by K. Okay, so 60 by K is equal to 1, so K is equal to 60. Okay everyone, so the number of days taken by A, B and C to do that work. Okay, number of days taken by A, B and C to do that work is 30 is to 20 is to 60. Okay, so we always divide amount in a ratio of per day work. Okay, so the ratio of per day work is how much? 1 by 30, 1 by 20, 1 by 60, again multiplied by 60. So this is going to be how much? 2 is to 3 is to 1. So amount we are going to divide in a ratio of 2 is to 3 is to 1. Okay, so total we are going to divide 18,000. So the C will get how much? Okay, C will get 1 upon 6 into 18,000. Okay, that is equal to total 3,000 rupees C will get. Okay everyone, total 3,000 rupees C will get. Okay, question number 10, look here, question number 10. Akshay intends to draw one rectangle of integral side with a pencil. The lead in the pencil can last for a maximum possible length of 100 units. Let R denote the set of all possible distinct rectangles from which Akshay can choose to draw one such a rectangle. The number of rectangle in the set R. So what we'll do is we'll do this question later on. Hold on, looks confusing. Okay, let's go to the next question. Question number 11. A can walk from P to Q and back in 20 minutes. B can walk from Q to P and back in 30 minutes. A and B start towards each other from P and Q respectively at 8 o'clock. At what time they are going to meet? Okay everyone, so over here, hold on, over here this is P and this is Q. Okay, so A is going to start from this place, B is going to start from this place at 8 o'clock. Okay, so now over here distance is constant. Okay, A can complete round trip in 20 minutes whereas B can complete round trip in 30 minutes. So over here distance is constant. Okay, so the speed, the ratio of time is how much? A and B, the time taken is how much? Ratio of time is 2 is to 3. So the ratio of speed is going to be how much? 3 is to 2. Okay everyone, so what I'm going to consider is I am going to assume that the speed of A is 3 kilometer per minute. Why per minute? Because the data is given in the minute. Okay, and let's assume the speed of B as 2 kilometer per minute. Okay, so the total distance traveled by A in 20 minutes is how much? 20 into 3, 60 kilometers. 60 kilometers is a round trip distance, so this distance is going to be how much? 30 kilometers. Okay everyone, one way distance is going to be 30 kilometer. Okay, so the time required to meet is equal to how much? Is equal to distance between them divided by relative speed is how much? 3 plus 2, that is equal to how much? 30 divided by 5, 6 minutes. So they will meet with each other 6 minutes after they start. 6 minutes after 8 o'clock means 8 o'clock 6 minutes they are going to meet. Okay everyone, so let's mark option number C as an answer and let's move ahead. Sorry. Then next, question number 12, find the remainder when x plus x to the power 5 plus so on till x to the power 17 is divided by x square plus x. This is also common type of question. Okay, so over here the divisor is a quadratic equation. Okay, if divisor is a quadratic equation, then the remainder is going to be a linear equation. Okay, linear equation means ax plus b. So let's try to solve this. Over here, let's say f of x. Okay, let's say f of x is equal to x plus x to the power 5 plus x to the power 9 plus x to the power 13 plus x to the power 17. Okay, so let's use the formula dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Okay everyone, so over here dividend is f of x, okay, is equal to divisor is x square plus x into quotient is q of x, and the remainder, look here, if the divisor is quadratic equation, the degree of remainder is always 1 less than degree of divisor. Okay, so the remainder has to be a linear equation, that is ax plus b. So now over here f of x is equal to how much? X into x plus 1 into q of x is equal to ax plus b, sorry, plus ax plus b. So first of all we are supposed to find the values of a and b. Okay everyone, so for that what I will do is I will put x is equal to 0. If I put x is equal to 0, f of x will be 0 is equal to 0 plus b. So from this we come to know that the value of b is equal to 0. Okay, so now over here to make this 0 I am going to put x is equal to minus 1. If I put x is equal to minus 1, if I put x is equal to minus 1 in f of x, so it is going to be minus 1 5 times, that is minus 5 is equal to 0 plus minus a, 0 plus minus a plus b. Okay everyone, so a is equal to 5. Okay, so the remainder is going to be how much? The remainder is going to be ax plus b. So let's put a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 0, so the remainder is 5x. So the answer is last option here. Okay, let's mark the last option and let's move ahead. Okay, question number 13. Question number 13 is, in triangle PQR, angle Q is 90, PQ is 6, QR is 8, X is a variable point on PQ, the line through X parallel to QR intersect PR at Y, and so on. What we are supposed to find the least possible length of xz. Okay, so this is related to maxima minimus. Okay, something that will take time. Okay, so let's ignore it and let's move ahead. Over here, in a container containing a solution milk and water, the ratio of milk and water is 3:2. 10 liter water is added, the ratio becomes 2:3. Find the final quantity. Very easy question. Okay, so over here the initial quantity milk and water, is, let's take it as 3x and 2x. Then in water we are going to add 10 quantity and the ratio becomes 2/3 now. Okay, so let's solve this. So 9x is equal to 4x plus 20. So 5x is equal to 20, so we will get x is equal to 4 here. Okay, we are supposed to find the total quantity. Final quantity is how much? 3x plus 2x plus 10 is the answer. Okay everyone, so let's put x is equal to 4, that is 20 plus 10, the answer is 30. Okay, so let's mark 30 as answer here. After this, question number 15. Look here, we left with 16 minutes. Okay, question number 15 is, in an apartment building, okay, there is an elevator. The number of floors in the building including the ground floor is 21. If the 10 persons enter the elevator at the ground floor, in how many ways can all the 10 persons exit the elevator at the different floors? Okay everyone, look here, total how many floors are there? 21 floors including ground floor. Okay everyone, means no one is going to exit at ground floor. Okay everyone, so if someone is entering into the lift, okay, he or she cannot exit at the ground floor. So basically we left with 10 floors, so let's call it as f1, f2, f3 till f20. okay, so these are the 20 floors are there, and we are having 10 people are there, so p1, p2 till p10. okay, so we want everyone to exit at a different floor. So what they need to do, these 10 people need to select 10 floors first of all. okay, out of 20 floors, these 10 people will select 10 floors. Out of 20 floors, these 10 people will select 10 floors, and they will get arranged in between those 10 floors in 10 factorial ways. So this is the answer. okay, this is nothing but 20p10. okay, 20c10 into 10 factorial is nothing but 20p10. okay, so the first option is the answer. After this, the next question, if f of x is equal to 13 plus mod of x minus 16 and g of x is equal to 2 plus 1 upon f of x, find the minimum value of g of x. okay, this looks easy because we know that the minimum value of mod is always 0. no? We want to find the maximum value of g of x, and that mod will come into the denominator. Hold on, let's have a look at it. So we are supposed to find the maximum value of g of x. okay, so the value of g of x is how much? 2 plus 1 upon f of x. F of x is how much? 13 plus mod of x minus 16. okay, so we want this expression to be maximum. okay, for this expression to be maximum, this denominator has to be minimum. So the minimum value this denominator can take is 13 plus 0. okay, at x is equal to 16. okay everyone, we want denominator to be minimum so that the whole value will become maximum. okay, so our answer is going to be how much? 2 plus 1 divided by 23. Oh sorry, no, one second, let me correct this. The minimum value of the denominator is 13 plus 0, that is equal to how much? 13, and this happens at x is equal to 16. okay everyone, so this is going to be how much? 2 plus 1 divided by 13, that is equal to 26, and 127 by 13 is the maximum value that g of x can take. okay, 27 divided by 13. After this, question number 17, a playground is in the form of regular hexagon ABCDEF. A flag post standing at point A subtends an angle of 60 degree at point C. We need to find the ratio of the height of flag post and the length of the side of hexagon. Look here, if you have practiced in a better way, okay, you must have came across this kind of question. okay, so for me this is a familiar question, and for you it has to be a familiar question. okay, so now the questions related with flag staff in a polygon. okay, so ABCDEF is a hexagon. okay, a flag post standing at point A subtends an angle 60 degree at point C. okay, so this is A, this is B, this is C. I will not draw a complete diagram. This is A, B and C. okay, then a flag is at point A. okay, a flag is at point A, so let's say PA is a flag. okay, let's say PA is a flag. This is point C. Hold on, PA is a flag, this is point C. okay, and if I join this AC, okay, and the flag subtend an angle 60 degree at point C, means this angle is 60 degree. okay, and this angle is 90 degree. We need to find the ratio, so we can assume the number. So what I will do is, in this triangle, let's take hypotenuse as sorry, let's take hypotenuse as 2. The side opposite to 60 degree becomes how much? Root 3 by 2 into hypotenuse, that is root 3, and side opposite to 30 degree, this is 30 degree. okay, so side opposite to 30 degree is half of hypotenuse, so AC becomes 1. okay, so now we are supposed to find, we considered that. okay, from this calculation the height of flag post becomes root 3. okay, now with respect to this calculation, we are supposed to find the side of hexagon. okay, so over here we got PA is equal to root 3. okay, side of hexagon we are supposed to solve. okay, so now AC is equal to 1. look here, AC is equal to 1. okay, so I will drop a perpendicular from this to this, so this becomes 1 by 2 and this becomes 1 by 2. The interior angle is 120 degree in a hexagon. okay, so this angle becomes 60 degree. okay, so side opposite to 60 degree is how much? Side opposite to 60 degrees 1 by 2, that is equal to root 3 by 2 into hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is AB here. So from this AB becomes how much? AB becomes root 1 upon root 3. Okay everyone. AB becomes 1 upon root 3. Okay. So we are supposed to find the ratio of the height of flag post. Height of flag post is root 3, that is PA. Okay. And AB, side of hexagon is AB, that is equal to 1 by root 3. So the answer is going to be 3 divided by 1. Okay, so we left with, let's mark 3 divided by 1 and let's move ahead. We left with 10 minutes. So how many questions we did? 13 questions we did. We left with 10 minutes. Okay, question number 18 looks very lengthy, so even if it is easy, we need to skip this. Let's move ahead. Question number 19. In a cyclic quadrilateral ABCD, the side AB, BC, CD measures 7, 24, 20. If the AC is a diagonal, if the diagonal AC passes through the center of origin, the diagonal AC passes through the center of circle, find the area of quadrilateral. Okay, so we know the formula to find area of cyclic quadrilateral. Let's see how we can use that. Okay, so over here AC is a diameter. Okay, AC is a diagonal passing through center, means it is a diameter. Okay, correct. Yes. So angle inscribed in a semicircle is 90 degrees. So this angle is 90 degree and this angle is also 90 degree. Okay everyone. So now we know the length now. Length of AB is 7. This is A. Sorry, 1 second. Over here this is C. Okay. This is B. This is D. Length of AB is 7. The length of BC is 24. Okay. So from this, by using Pythagoras theorem, we can say that AC is how much? 25. Okay. AC is 25. Hold on. AC is 25. And we know that CD is 20. CD is 20, again is a Pythagoras theorem. So AD becomes how much? AD becomes 15. Okay. So we need to find the area of this quadrilateral, means area of these two right angle triangles. Okay everyone. So the area of this right angle triangle, area of left right angle triangle is how much? Hold on. Area of left right angle triangle is 1 by 2 into 24 into 7. And the area of right angle triangle, okay, is half into 20 into 15. That is going to be how much? Look here, this is going to be 12 7s are 84 and this is going to be how much? 150. So this addition is going to be 234. Okay, so the answer is 234. Let's mark 234 as an answer. We left with 7.5 minutes. Okay, then question number 20. If 1036 looks like this, so what I will do is I will go through all the questions now. Hold on. Question number 20, question number 21, question number 22. Okay, so 3 questions are left. So let's start with question number 20. If 1036 marbles are divided among the 4 boys such that the share of all the boys are in a geometric progression and the common ratio is a natural number such that each boy receives a distinct number of marbles, find the number of marbles with the boy having the second least marbles. Okay, so basically there are 4 terms are there. Okay, 4 terms in a GP. Their sum is how much? 1036. So sum is going to be how much? A into r to the power 4 minus 1 divided by r minus 1. This sum is going to be how much? This sum is going to be 1036. Okay everyone, so 1036, let's factorize 1036. So over here this is going to be how much? 4 into 259. Okay, and 259 is divisible by 7. 7 3s are and 4s are, 7 3s are and 7 7s are. So over here the value of r is I think the value of r is going to be something like 2 3 4 5. Okay, so let's do the trial and error here. Okay, let's do variables are there, so we need to do trial and error. One of the option is cannot be determined uniquely, but it's risky to solve. Okay, but let's do this. So I think the value of r is going to be something 2 3 4 5. So let's put the values. So if I put r is equal to 2, if I put r is equal to 2, a is going to be how much? A is going to be how much? 1036. 1036 divided by one second. What I will do is, let's put r is equal to 2 here. So this is going to be how much? A into 15 minus 1, 15 divided by 1, okay, is equal to 1036. This is not possible because it is not divisible by 15. Okay, so let's put r is equal to 3 now. This is going to be how much? A into 3 to the power 4 minus 1 is 80 divided by 2, means it is 40 is equal to 1036. This is not divisible by 40. Okay, so this is also not possible. let's put r is equal to 4. A into 4 to the power 4 is 256 minus 1 255 divided by 4 minus 1 is 3 is equal to 1036. This is how much? This is how much? 85. 85 is 17 into 5. This is not divisible by 17. Okay, so after this let's put r is equal to 5. Okay, r is equal to 5. So a into 625 minus 1 624 divided by 4, and this is equal to how much? A is a into 156. 156 is 13 into 12. This is not divisible by 13. So r is equal to 5 is also not possible. Okay, so r is equal to 6. A into 1296, r to the power 4 is 1296 minus 1 1295 divided by 6 minus 1 is 5, that is a into 259. Okay, yes, a is equal to 259. This is divisible by 259, and I think r is equal to 6. Okay, it's risky to mark without checking, but I think r is equal to 6 is the only possible value. Okay, so is equal to how much? Is equal to 1036. So a is equal to 4. A is equal to 4 means those four numbers are going to be how much? 4 into 6 is 24, into 6 is 144, and 144 into 6. So second smallest is 24. Okay everyone, so this question can be incorrect, the answer can be incorrect, but let's take the risk and let's mark 24 and let's move ahead. Over here, question number 21, we left with 4 minutes. Okay, question number 21, Chris and his wife invited a total 10 families on their marriage anniversary, while the host family had just 2 members. Each other family is having 4 members. If every person of the party shook hand exactly once with every other person belonging to the different family. Okay, every person in the party shook hands exactly once with every other person belonging to the different family. Find the total number of handshakes. This question looks difficult because one family is having 2 members and the other 10 families are having 4 members. Okay, so what we'll do is let's keep the host family away. Okay, let's keep the host family away, don't consider the host family. Okay, so the family 1, family 2 till family 10. Okay, these are 10 families which are invited. So 10 into 4, that is equal to 40 members are there. Okay, so over here the first member of family 1 will do handshake with how many people? 9 into 4, 36 people. Okay, so every person of first family will handshake with 36 other people. So 36 into 4 is equal to how much? 144. Okay, 144. So likewise there are 10 families are there, so into 10, that is equal to how much? 144 into 10, that is 1440. And the handshake of A with B and handshake of B with A is counted different here, but it is the same handshake, it is counted different here, so we need to divide it by 2. That is equal to how much? 720. Okay, so 720 are the handshakes happened between 10 invited families. Okay, now the host family is there. Host family is having 2 members. Okay, the first member of host family will handshake with these 40 people, and the second member of the host family will handshake with these 40 people again. So total 80 handshakes happen with the host. Okay, over here we do not need to divide it by 2 because we consider only from host point of view. Okay everyone, so our answer is going to be how much? 720 plus 80, that is equal to 800. Okay, so let's mark 800 as answer and let's move ahead. Okay, so we left with 1 minute 50 seconds. Okay, so let me check which question we can do. Let me go through all the questions because very few seconds are left. Hold on, I don't think so we will be able to solve any question in the 1.5 minute. Okay, but let's try this question. Let's try the 22nd question. Okay, Ravi wrote 2 numbers m, a 2-digit number AB, in a base 8, that is equal to how much? 8a plus b, and n is the reverse of m. The reverse of m is ba in a same base 8, that is equal to 8b plus a. Okay, m square minus n square is equal to p square, that is m square is how much? 8a plus b bracket square minus 8b plus a bracket square is equal to p square. So this is going to be how much? 64 square minus a square, 63a square. Okay, similarly minus 63b square minus 16ab plus 16ab minus 16ab will get cancelled out, is equal to p square. So a square minus b square is going to be p square divided by 63. 63 is what? 7 into 9, 7 into 3 square. Okay, so the minimum value that p can take, p has to be 7 into 3, no? Sorry, p has to be 7 into 3. The minimum value p can take is 21. Okay, minimum value p can take is 21, but ignore it, we will not be able to solve this completely. Okay, so only 9 seconds are left. So how many questions we solved? 16 questions we solved, and let's see what is the score. Okay, so total 22 questions, out of that 16 we solved, all are correct. Okay,